It's official. Mm-mm. Black Lives Matter commercial every Sunday for me is going to be a no. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 13, episode 3. I was afraid, and I said this. This is week 3. And I said I was afraid that Porsha's whole storyline was going to become a Black Lives Matters commercial every Sunday. I am not here for it. So when they went into that whole thing, I was just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Because again, here I am. I'm at week 3. And I'm feeling like next. And I should never be feeling like that. But that's how I feel. I feel like it feels opportunistic. It really does. It doesn't feel genuine. And I just don't like it. I could be wrong. And I'm sure somebody will write it in the chat if you feel like I'm wrong. But I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I feel like it just is not coming across genuine to me. And 3 weeks in, I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't. There was a really decent scene. I was like, okay, this is good. They went over to a new person's house. It was Lauren, Porsha, and Tanya. It's the first time we've seen Tanya this season. They went and picked Tanya up. They went over to a friend. It's a new girl they brought in, Fallon. Her and her husband. Baby. I almost couldn't even get into this part of actually get ready to drag the husband. Because I got sidetracked by the stuff they was doing with Porsha. But he ain't gonna get away. What you doing, sis? Oh, so, okay, we got Fallon. She's pretty. Pretty girl. Looked like she definitely would be hanging out with Porsha and Tanya and Lauren. They got their little swimsuits and they doing their little things. A beautiful house. Gorgeous house. Gorgeous house. And, we got the pool and the heated jacuzzi and all of that going on, honey. And we meet Fallon and Simon. And all I'm going to say is, beard, honey. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw. Simon, girl, you too old to even care. You too old to even care. Then he's sitting by watching them. Y'all ain't feel no kind of way about that, Porsha? It was weird, like, to go to someone's house and their husband sit and watch y'all scantily clad having girl time and drinking and whatever. I could have accepted it better if he just came on down and hung with the girls. Because can't nobody make me believe that Fallon and Simon don't just hang out normally and do the same things that y'all was doing, run around giggling and kiki and then jumping in the pool and having a good old time. Y'all have to tell me something better. It was weird. He was literally just sitting above there and just looking at them. And it wasn't creepy, like he's looking at them like, oh, lusting after him. He was looking at them like he wanted to join in to what was going on, but he was trained not to join in with the girls, not these girls. I bet they have a whole bunch of fun with another crowd that is a crowd you might would find me in, honey. It's just an observation. It was weird to me. It was strange. And again, all I'm going to say, honey, is beard. That's what it looked like to me. Sorry. Anyway, but then it went into like they were talking and they were having a good time. And then it just seemed like all of a sudden, boom, here we go into another Black Lives Matter commercial. And then there was another Black Lives Matter segment. I was like, for me, it's losing its impact, it's losing its importance, and it doesn't feel genuine. I don't like it. I don't like it. Black Lives Matter, the movement, it's just that. It's a movement. It's important. It is not a scene filler. It is not to use up time to get to the end of the 44 or 45 minutes of filming that we're going to debut every Sunday. I don't like it. Anyway, moving on. Mr. Ralph, I don't know how much of you I'm going to be able to take. Ralph and Mama Zadora, the two of them are a piece of work. Drew, girl, you better than me. I don't even know how you could even stand it. That Ralph is nasty. He is cute as a button, but he has a nasty attitude. He is very argumentative. I couldn't with him. I couldn't with him. Everything is nasty. Like, he don't want her saying nothing to him. Nothing. What is the purpose? What is the purpose? They went from, y'all look at one clip where y'all says, oh, they're a cute couple. Everything after that, just nasty. It just seems like walking on eggshells. Y'all don't agree on shit. And you were right, Drew. Like, those two babies didn't need to be in that little crib situation together. First of all, that little crib or that little stool, whatever that shit was, to have any baby on it over there by a hot plate was totally out of order. So it wasn't safe for either the little girl or the little boy. And it definitely wasn't safe for the little boy and the little girl. And the little boy was too goddamn big to even be up in there, period. Period. He's too damn big. Get your ass out of here and get on the floor. But I ain't a fan of children in a kitchen, period. Kids ain't got no business in the kitchen. They ain't lost nothing in the kitchen. Until they get to the age where we're teaching them to move around the kitchen, to make their own little cereal and things like that, that's when they get introduced to the kitchen. Your babies ain't got no business in the kitchen. They ain't lost nothing in the kitchen. Ain't nothing in the kitchen for children that little but something to hurt them. But they definitely didn't need to be standing on nothing, boosting them up to the level where they were able to reach over and touch. Because they could, if they wanted, they could have reached over and touched that hot plate. And she was telling them, right, no, baby, you don't need to be up here. It's not safe. And he just going to put him up there anyway. Just because he's an asshole. It wasn't, no, he just wanted to go against her. I was like, you're an asshole. I feel like he just goes out of his way to disagree with her. Just wants somebody to argue with. Yeah, miserable ass. I was like, oh no. And then Mama Zadora, girl, if you don't stop playing church, get out of here. It was such a turn off. You know, there's one thing I can't stand, and that's somebody playing church. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't use that church to try to say the things to me that you want to say. I don't like it. I don't like it. So she had this whole thing with the sermon and the rehearsal. she asked them to do praise and worship with her. So they're going to do rehearsal. But all it was they had that little falling out they had the day before or whatever on their anniversary. She slickly used that time getting him in check. And he clocked it. And he checked her ass. And that's just hostile. The environment, period. Anytime your husband is checking your mother, it ain't no good look. Because your husband ain't got no business checking your mother. But your mother ain't got no business checking your husband either. You're the son-in-law. He's not your son. He's not your son. See, the lines are blurred. The lines are blurred. I don't like it. And he speaks to her like she's a stranger in the street. There's respect issues, definitely. He's saying, Drew was saying, she feels like you're disrespect. He is disrespectful to her. But he's disrespectful to her because she's out of line. She's over across the line. The lines are blurred. That's why there's respect issues there. And he's argumentative, she's argumentative, and then she throwing God on top of it. I'm like, this is all crazy. And I'm telling you, it really is a pet peeve of mine. When she rolled up through that whole thing like, I got a word, you know you don't. You got to lie. You got an attitude because your daughter and your son-in-law was at it and you want to add your 2 cents. It's not your business to say which one is right and which one is wrong. It's not even your business to even try to guide them through because you're her mother. So they don't even need you as a counselor. They can go to a counselor outside. They don't need your guidance. The line is too blurred. And I'd have told her, see, I don't play them little church games. You don't use your religion to try to tell me. You don't use your God to try to check me. Get out of here. That's garbage. When she sit up there telling him, yeah, I got a word. No. I know God for myself. He ain't had to send no message to me with you. I know him and I tried him, and he ain't told me shit about you. Understand? He didn't tell me nothing about you. And I promise you that you're lying, telling me that he told you something about me. No, he didn't. He didn't send a message for me through you. No, he didn't. I talk to him all the time. Like I said, I know him and I tried him, and he didn't say shit about you. He didn't bring you up at all. So what makes you think that I believe that he brought me up to you? You lying. I don't like that. It bothers me. It really bothers me. And people do it all the time. The Lord told me to tell you you're a liar. He did not. He did not. All is you want to say what you want to say to me and you don't want me to push back. That's what that is. But you better start lying on the Lord before he tear your ass up. Anyway, moving on. See, y'all got me being out of order. But whatever. Y'all know I said what I said and I meant it. And you know I'm right. I know him. I tried him for myself and he didn't say a damn thing about you. Your name never came up once. Moving on. Kenya and that LaToya, honey. Or LaTanya or whatever the hell her name is, honey. The two of y'all ain't going to be friends long. It's going to be interesting to see you two when y'all bang heads. Because y'all too much alike. Y'all both nasty, shady, and shrewd. And y'all going to bang heads at some point. And I'll be sitting right here watching, honey. That whole thing, you name that wig Drewisha. And it's a wig pet. It's a pet wig. It's a cat. It's a... Kenya and LaToya, they got Drew in their crosshairs. Drew is their storyline. You know, Kenya, well, Drew is LaTonya's. Is her name LaToya? Yeah, whatever her name is, the new girl. That's her storyline. She gonna come for Drew. But girl, what you gonna get is Kenya, y'all. You begin to be the girl that they love to hate, and Kenya's going to take you down. You can believe it. She ain't play that shit at all. At all. The two of them, I don't find them all that entertaining. I find them very messy. They'll be more interesting when they fall out. Yeah, Period. Moving on. Cynthia, Candy, and Kenya. They're over there working out. Cynthia, you starting to drain me. You're over there fussing about this wedding and the prenup and all of this. Now, they did give you some good advice. You still want to have this 250 people wedding. We're in the midst of the pandemic. This is your whole storyline, but you're being completely irrational. Completely irrational. And a lot of what you're doing, Cynthia, is because you are swole about how the internet has dragged you. That's a lot of your behavior. And old Mike, he all right. He all right, but he don't deserve that. He don't deserve that. Because you've always been a fool for a man. Okay? You've always been a fool for a man, and this whole new Cynthia Bailey thing, it's unattractive. You being irrational like this and talking shit like this, it's not you, and it's not a good look. And you're not going to be able to keep it up. Because if you run that man away, you're going to die right in front of us. You're going to fall all apart. You're just going to, I don't mean die literally, but you're going to fall apart. Because you're a fool for a man. That's who you are. Peter ran up one side of you and down the other. That's Cynthia. From what we gather, when you were with Leon, up one side, down the other. When you get to be tough. See, what happened is you got dragged so bad last season about being so thirsty for Mike that now you're trying to convince us that you're not thirsty. But you are thirsty. You were thirsty. You disregarded all of the warning signs about Mike, and there were many. You disregarded all of them. And this whole new thing, you trying to push and wanting to argue with him and saying stuff. They went to see about the space for the wedding. And they're telling her, him and Mallory both, they were right. They're telling her, girl, you're being irrational. We have to have a plan B just in case the pandemic rules push in and we can't have these 250 people. Where does that leave us? I mean, it may not happen. You have to be cognizant of the fact that it may not happen. And all he's asking is it enough? I mean, on 10-10-20, I could just take you down there to Justice of the Peace and we get married and we could do this party another time. But you're being totally irrational. You want it like you want it, and that's that. And why? You're trying to impress the people. You're trying to impress the people. You got him. You wanted the man, you got him. You got him. But the way you acted, you may not keep him. I mean, because the way he was you were carrying on, I could feel how he was. I was like, girl, you're going to run that man right away from you. Because, you know, he ain't that dude. He ain't that dude. He's really trying. He ain't that dude. He done ran over a many bitches before he got to you. He not that dude, okay? And all that, I don't need to marry you. I want to marry you. That's not really the truth, is it, Cynthia? I want you bad. I want you real, real bad. That was who you were. And then once he acquiesced to, okay, yes, I fell in love with you, girl. Yeah, we doing this. Now you talking shit. That ain't even you. Don't run the man away, clowning. Trying to prove to us that you're not thirsty. But you were. You were thirsty. You were. You were thirsty for Mike. You got him. It worked out this time. Generally, thirst like that doesn't work. Unless you're a vampire. It worked out for you. Don't mess it up. Trying to be cute. Okay? Don't. And it really is that all stems back from social media. Dragging you. That's what that's all about. I don't need to get married to you. I want to. Girl, if you don't sit down, sit yourself down. But that was it. That was all that really went on. Cynthia drove me about sideways. I was like, girl, you ain't got on my nerves like that in a long time, Cynthia. But you did tonight. You got on my nerves, sis. You need to pull back. Pull back and hope that Mike don't pull back. If that man pull back away from you, girl, we will sit here and watch you fall completely apart. Completely apart. Child, don't do it for the gram, honey. Leave that shit alone. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week.